Here's a fact about Hazbin Hotel and Veggietales? That's right, this episode of FactsAbout is indeed a double feature of topics. You see, the Litter channel put out a poll where you, the viewer, got to choose the topic of a FactsAbout video, and the winner was Hazbin Hotel. After finding out about this, I decided to calm down by going for a walk in my neighborhood, and during that walk, a mailbox was accidentally busted open by the wind and a piece of paper was pulled out and flew into my hands. When I read this paper, it felt like fate. A piece of paper got me into this mess, and another piece would get me out of it, for you see, this fated memo is today's topic. What I have in my hand is a script for an official crossover between Hazbin Hotel and Veggietales. I'm serious, I don't know why Vivzy Pop and whoever owns Veggietales are collaborating, but here we are. If you're somehow unaware of one or both of these, Veggietales is a show about vegetables spreading the word of God by reenacting stories from the Bible, and Hazbin Hotel is a show about the princes of hell trying to prove that those who have fallen can be redeemed. We will be going over this script, however, since I only have the script and no footage, I will use PNGs to reenact the events for your viewing pleasure. This is also fitting because, and this is a surprising turn of events, it's bad. So I will also be riffing on this script. I will try to keep these brief though, so let's Hazbin these tales. Or would it be let's veggie these hotels? Larry the cucumber and Bob the tomato sit on the countertop. The loss of annoying the orange has subdued the kitchen into a deafening silence. I got a letter from an old fan and current mother. Larry hops with joy. Congratulations! Bob bounces in unison with his good friend and lover. Well, she's saying that she wants a Hazbin Hotel. That's age appropriate for a child, Larry explains, gesticulating by nodding his cucumber head. To explain to everyone here, Hazbin Hotel has a good message of redemption and forgiveness under a layer of its raunchy blasphemy. Bob nods in agreement. He always agrees with Larry. Let's get into costume. I am Charlie because I think I can method act in her shoes well. I feel for her so much. Anyone can be saved by God. And this is where I start my ramblings, for you see, I have problems with this script. First off, Bob and Larry would not like Hazbin Hotel, not because it's blasphemous, but because it's bad. Second off, why is Bob dressed as Charlie? We later find out that Larry is Vaggie. It should be reversed, that would make more sense with their characters. Whatever. A white tomato sits on the stairs of a Scarlet Hotel. Agatha, she says to the fallen cucumber. She tapers off with a forlorn silence. Do you believe in redemption? Truly, tell me your honest opinion. I pretend I am not Charlie for a moment and I am Alistair Asparagus, or QWERTY. For a precious heartbeat there was silence. Charlie the tomato looks at her girlfriend, Aggie the cucumber. She wishes that she could spare her of all the suffering of the world, however, she needs reassurance from her girlfriend that she blasphemously insists on being stronger than the Pale Rider, the horseman of the apocalypse, death. Did you have to mention those two? Alistair and QWERTY are people I do not want to think in their shoes, even if they do not have shoes, Agatha thinks for a moment. However, why else would I fall from being Larry Boy for you? I lose everything for you again. I believe in you, and I'd bet my no longer existent Larry Boy powers to help you again and again. Pausing here, Larry Boy does not have any powers. He has gadgets, but nothing otherworldly. This is a clear misunderstanding of Larry Boy and what he's meant to spoof. Alistair Asparagus droops in through a portal of sprouts and shadows, a powerful sinner in life, and even more so in death. Everything to him is a joke. He does not believe in forgiveness because he thinks that what he does is not a sin. We know Alistair Asparagus, Agatha hisses to her girlfriend's companion, sick and tired of his antagonism. Angel Rhubarb cannot be redeemed. He sold too many rubber duckies, Alistair says. No rubber ducky salesman goes into heaven. He still sells rubber duckies even now. I think that he shouldn't be punished if he's forced to sell rubber duckies by Mr. Val, regardless of what he did in life. He cannot learn if he's being forced to sin. Alright, by now you should realize that rubber duckies are a stand-in for gay sex. This actually isn't the first time that Veggietales has used rubber duckies as a metaphor for adultery. The episode King George and the Rubber Ducky is the Veggietales version of the story Dave and Bathsheba. If you know, you know. This is a very weird deep cut reference, especially since whoever wrote this doesn't even know how Larry Boy works. Alistair Asparagus lets out a dry cackle, smile wider than his typical wide, toothy grin. You don't understand. One of our sins are one and the same. My gazpacho-making chums. He's done worse than sell duckies of rubber. Gazpacho? Charlie interrupts Alistair Asparagus' explanation to question his nicknames he gives everyone. Angel Rhubarb, for example, is pie. Cat Grape is champagne. Even Nifty Jr. is quiche or risotto. Enemies like Mr. Val get nicknames like Gordon. QWERTY in all his rage gets nothing. Agatha warned her about vegetables that eat vegetables. It's maddening. Veggies of all shapes and sizes photosynthesize. They don't need to eat each other. For those who don't get the joke, gazpacho is a soup made of cucumbers and tomatoes. My dear, do not question my affection for you all, Alistair Asparagus says, grinning. He continues his explanation that some people cannot be redeemed, even if they claim to want salvation. Agatha presumably tunes in out, but Charlie listens with a perceptive anger. Charlie listens like he is the priest of sin at the altar of sacrilege, but as a woman of God who chooses HE double hockey stick, her righteousness knows no bounds. When I say anyone can be redeemed, I mean it, Alistair Asparagus, Charlie the Tomato says flatly and sternly. Alistair Asparagus shrugs with his non-existent asparagus shoulders. His attempt at sarcasm pivots to a playful quaver of the voice. Whatever you say. Asparagus shoulders? Why are you commenting on what a vegetable does not have? It's totally unnecessary, as we already know that vegetables are not human. Nifty Jr. scrambles up the asparagus tall as a tree compared to her to rest around his stalk like a boa constrictor. She laughs like a madwoman. Hello, my dear Grayen, Alistair Asparagus hums. Hello, Alistair. Angel Rhubarb left. What? Charlie yelped. She hops her round body down the stairs and eventually starts rolling. Agatha follows, trying to make sure her girlfriend does not get her delicate, pale tomato skin bruised. Where is he? Nifty, she yelps at every blow at the staircase smacks at her body. With Mr. Valenquerty, she yells back at the winded tomato. Ah, rutabaga rats. That's not a good sign, Agatha says, slightly hovering with her residual Larry Boy powers. Alistair Asparagus laughs again. A perfect opportunity to be rude. Is it justified, I wonder? I don't care either way, but do you, Charlie the Tomato, think it's okay for me to send them to the super hell only meant for beings known as Castiel? Alistair, no violence. Charlie scolds, helping herself through the assistance of her girlfriend Agatha. She holds on as Agatha flies to Cordy Towers. As the former Larry Boy, Agatha is capable of amazing feats, but now said power is locked beyond the transition to a cucumber living in HE double hockey stick. Cucumbers who denounce their powers become normal. Charlie feels guilty that she lost most of her powers. She's a ghost of her former self, but Agatha looks overjoyed by living by her. Alright, for those unaware of Hazbin Hotel lore, I don't blame you. Agatha was an angel that was forsaken and left in hell. Now, for those unaware of Veggietales lore, how dare you, there are 3 rules that the creator's mother gave to him when he first began making the show. These rules are the key to Veggietales' success, and without them, the series would not be as beloved as it is today. One of these is to never imply that the vegetables can go to heaven. However, this breaks that rule. For shame, Vivzy Pop. At QWERTY Towers, Charlie the Tomato bangs on the door. A screen wakes up and types, "Charlotte, you twit, get out." Twit? Agatha hisses. The screen types again. Twit, cod, dolt, clod even. We don't need synonyms. I'm pointing out how rude security is, Agatha replies. It types, "Security? I am QWERTY. He has become his tower? I have become the tower. He became his tower. Can you turn Mr. Val into a tower too? It may make our lives easier." What does this even mean? What am I, chopped durian? A voice remarks in the distance. It's Madame Velvet Berry, Charlie thinks at least, as a serial outfit changer. It's hard to tell if she's truly the same person. She could even have numerous clones of herself, all with different outfits, grown in a vat. Madame Velvet Berry, you won't get away with being friends with the Tower and Potential Tower, Charlie the Tomato says. Bring back Angel. Who? Angel Rhubarb. Doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember the names of men. What Wazdi and Monsieur Pal do with their free time is no skin off my berry. They're making him sell rubber duckies. I do not care. I hope Mr. Val becomes a tower right next to QWERTY Tower, and Serpent Bean hits them, Agatha hisses. Madame Velvet Berry rolls away, storming with rage. No cucumber should be allowed to speak ill of her, especially ones who make mashed veggies out of the denizens of HE double hockey stick. Again, implying that cucumbers are inferior beings is low-key racist, Vivzy. Agatha the Cucumber breaks down QWERTY's wall by prying through the steel doors with her former cape. Larry Boy is no more, but she still holds the cape that once belonged to him. It's a memory-ridden souvenir akin to a baby blanket, swaddling a child for most of its life. Charlie the Tomato kisses her girlfriend and smiles brightly, beaming like she is the moon. Screens being everywhere leads to more unneeded comments from QWERTY. Ew. Agatha smashes the screen that types that. Homophobia is not cool. We are all mostly fruits here anyway, QWERTY, Charlie the Tomato corrects. This is so preachy. Do not care, you were all pathetic. Did you not have the money to invest in Texas speech or a synthetic voice like Mike Hatsune? Charlie the Tomato critiques out of genuine curiosity. Charlie the Tomato always believes in the best of others. And she somewhat feels bad that QWERTY cannot afford a voice so large and all-encompassing as a long-reaching voice box. Expletive redacted insult. What, am I being censored? Charlie and Agatha look closer to the screen. It's watermarked with the Nintendo logo. You got your hardware from Nintendo. Oh. This makes no sense when you think about it. Yes, Nintendo makes hardware, but since they're in hell and can't have nice things, it must mean that QWERTY must run on Virtual Boys. Thing is, the Virtual Boy infamously doesn't have any swear word filters. Charlie the Tomato and Agatha the Cucumber both walk and march up to the elevator to their next roadblock. It's locked. Let's just take the stairs, Agatha says, looking around for a staircase. The stairs are not this way. Let's go that way, Aggie, the tomato says to her hovering companion. Thanks, QWERTY, Agatha says, voice dripping with sarcasm and cucumber water. The two fruits climb the stairs to the top floor to only see Angel Rhubarb in the bathtub with Mr. Val. On the soapy whitecaps is a rubber duck and the light refracting and shimmering from Mr. Val's golden tooth. Do you mind, Charlie? Angel Rhubarb hisses, as he pushes Mr. Val away from him, and the rubber duck, which happened to be colored like a loon, black and dabbled like it's covered in a net, falls out of the tub. Ah, wonderful. Just take this sweet thing and go, Mr. Val says, noticing that the shadow following the pair is Alistair Asparagus. 3 against 1 is unfair. Who cares? Agatha says. Alistair Asparagus cackles and emerges from the shadows. Still gonna beat you up, you old gourd. The screen flares to life, and Alistair Asparagus cackles at what it reads. I am still capable as a building, and attractive. Buildings are not attractive, QWERTY. I beg to differ. Angel shrinks in on himself, trying to make his spindly rhubarb self smaller. Hey guys, what if selling rubber duckies is the only way? Shut up, says Mr. Val. Okay. You don't tell him what to do, Charlie the Tomato hisses. But I do, says Mr. Val, showing off his golden tooth with a smug grin. Yeah, Charlotte, I'm sorry, but he's contractually obligated to shut up, Alistair Asparagus comments. He's not neurodivergent or a minor, so he can't take back a signature unless he's fired. I don't see myself downsizing anytime soon, Mr. Val hums. Mr. Val and Alistair Asparagus nod in agreement before going back to their argument. Do you have to live in a building as ugly as QWERTY? Alistair Asparagus, expletive, ah! I think this is Vivsy's method of trying to include the show's iconic swear words, but it just doesn't work. The building shakes with rage, and a trapdoor opens to send all of the vegetables and fruit to the basement. Agatha grabs Charlie the Tomato to slow her fall, otherwise such a thin-skinned tomato would become a watery mess. Suddenly, a power unlocked. Agatha is not Larry Boy, but she is Aggie Gal. Feathery wings emerges from Aggie Gal's back. Its strings of mycelium emerging. She's a veggie angel. Alistair Asparagus gags. There goes my plans with you. What does this even mean? What? See, even the script agrees with me. As a gourd, Mr. Val is tough, but his golden teeth fall from his mouth, and a gummy mess is his result. Angel Rhubarb walks with the rest of the fruit. As their client, he must be helped, because nobody is safe from redemption. It will be forced on them if they aren't happy with it. Everyone will be helped. You can't be too far gone, says Charlie the Tomato. Even if I... Angel stammers those words before clamming up. If you what? Says Charlie the Tomato. I have committed the ultimate sin. Charlie the Tomato gasps. Worshipping another god? No, Angel stammers. No, Angel, let me guess. Charlie the Tomato says sagely. Okay, he says, presumably so he won't speak his sin into the world. Coveting thy neighbor's wife? Charlie the Tomato gasps louder. No, I'm gay, says Angel casually. That's not a sin. Coveting thy neighbor's husband? Charlie asks, frantically thinking of the least sinful sins of the 10 Commandments. Alright, so I'm saying this as a gay atheist, but homosexuality is a sin according to the Bible, and will send you to hell. Where does it say that? I don't know. Why would I read a book about something I don't think is real? And while Hazbin doesn't really tie itself to the specific rules of Christianity, as far as we know, nobody actually knows what gets you into heaven or hell, Veggietales does, as it is meant to teach kids the lessons of the Bible. This is how I know that this was made by the Hazbin guys. There's no other explanation. No, it's something I don't want to say. You worked on the Sabbath? What? Okay, what is it? Murder? Angel holds his sleeves low. Yes. Alistair Asparagus says, you fellas still aware that you were all in QWERTY's basement? Oh heck, says Charlie the Tomato. We're all gonna die. Alistair Asparagus hums. I can, of course, help. For a price. Charlie the Tomato looks at Aggie Gal. Anything. Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And there's the end to that one. God, that sucked. Pun not intended, but I still intentionally left it in. Remember when I mentioned the rules of Veggietales and how this special breaks one of these rules? Let's go over the other rules real quick. The second rule is to never portray Jesus as a vegetable. This is the one rule that was followed in this crossover, as Jesus, to our knowledge, is never seen in Hazbin Hotel. The final rule I want to bring up is that Veggietales is not allowed to cross over with a bad show. Now this raises the question, obviously I personally don't like Hazbin, but that doesn't make it bad. In order to determine if this rule is broken is by confirming that it is bad objectively. So let me tell you a story. One time I was at a con for super important people in the entertainment industry. I was walking around and accidentally bumped into someone I didn't recognize. So we introduced ourselves, I said who I was, and this person said that they were Vivian Madrano, creator of Hazbin Hotel. I responded by saying that I knew about that one, and she asked, "Oh, are you a fan?" She had the gall to assume that I was a Hazbin Hotel fan. This is only something a bad person would do, and as we all know, terrible people cannot create good things, so this means that this final rule was broken. Also, to soothe any doubts that this is official, I'm not the only one who's leaked this script, as someone else has uploaded it to a website I've never heard of called Archive of Our Own. I assume it's similar to Internet Archive. I will post a link to this in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Now, as I mentioned before, I was involved in the industry, arguably still am, if you consider the Litter channel part of it, so I decided to put my skills to use and improve this script. My rewrite of it is simple. Bob the Tomato and Larry the Cucumber say they don't want to reenact it. Not because it's blasphemy, but because it's bad, and children deserve better than Hazbin Hotel. Now, to end off this video, I will answer the question that's probably on your mind right now. What do we do about this? Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it because it's against the rules for me to start a harassment campaign against the Hazbin and Veggietales crew to get this special pulled from production. Once again, I do not suggest that you go on social media and tag them about it until they block you and then make a new account and rinse and repeat, because once again, that's against guidelines. I would get banned from this platform if I even suggested that you in some way take action against this blasphemous crossover. So if you do anyway, I do not condone it, okay? Thanks for watching, Facts About Truthers. If you liked the video, subscribe to the Litter channel, and don't do anything else, wink. Next time we will be asking why all media sucks now.